Hi everyone, today I want to talk about a very important topic, and that's the topic of auditions. So if you want to be a professional pianist or you're interested in studying music, studying the piano, then you might be interested in going to a conservatory or university. And in case you're interested in that, you need to do an audition to pass. So auditions nowadays are basically like competitions because it's the same kind of situation. You have one round or multiple rounds. You're playing against many competitive and equally as trained pianists, if not even better than you, and you need to convince the jury that you're the right fit. So in many ways, an audition kind of has the same principles or the same feeling as a competition, but there are a few differences, of course. So before we talk about which pieces you should play or which repertoire, how you should present yourself, etc., we need to talk about the most important thing, and that happens before the audition. You need to have a contact in that university that you're going to present your pieces before the audition actually starts. So in order to find a contact at a university, you can usually just go to the university website or the conservatory and find a good fit for you, which means you read through the CVs, you read what have they done, how long have they been teaching for, etc., etc., and then you find a good fit for you. Now, it might be worth noting that, of course, the most famous professors of a university are going to be the ones that are most demanded. So it might be clever not to go for the superstars and rather for someone who just seems very decent, good professor, good teaching career, and then you try to get a contact with that professor. So now you basically need to write an email to this professor, and it's very useful to use your contacts if you have some. For example, if you have a teacher who studied at the same university as this professor, then it's a good way to start the conversation is, hello, I'm a teacher of so-and-so, and she also studied at the same university. Then you basically tell them that you're interested in booking a private lesson that you can play because you're interested in doing an audition. So you basically try to write them that you want to play for them and if they could give you feedback and when are they available. And of course, by the way, you will need to pay for this lesson. So getting a lesson scheduled before your audition with one professor is an extremely smart move. It's actually even better than just practicing the whole day for your repertoire. And I'll tell you why. Because when you go to that audition, you're not a complete stranger trying to apply and you have no connections, and then nobody has space maybe to even take you. So you need to go to someone before, you need to play for them, and you need to listen to what feedback they give you. Also, you can just straightforward ask them, Professor, do I have a chance of applying to this university if I play like this? And they will be very honest and very frank with you and tell you, yeah, you have a good chance. If you change this and this, then I think you have a good chance. Then that's good news for you and you know what you can change already. By the way, it's also a good idea to include a CV in your email, and maybe if you have a performance, just a quick link. I mean, they will not listen to it probably, but it's still good that you give some kind of reference in your email to the professor that you're interested in so that they kind of know who you are and what you do. So now to the repertoire, which is basically predetermined, and you will usually know about this a couple months before your audition, and usually it involves like a Chopin etude, Beethoven sonata, maybe a Mozart sonata, and a Bach, and maybe some big romantic piece, and maybe a contemporary piece. I've done a video on repertoire and you can check it out, but basically these are the pieces that are always going to be asked. So this repertoire needs to be tried and tested, and what I mean by that is it should not be fresh repertoire that you haven't played before in public, and it should not just be, completely new pieces. You're going on an audition, you're going to be nervous, it's going to be a competition situation for you. So absolutely you need to be playing the pieces that you feel most comfortable with. It's always a good idea to pick something that not everyone is doing also, just to differentiate yourself and to leave an impression. Maybe you can stand out from the crowd by playing it in your own way. Anyway, you need to stand out. Whatever you do, they're gonna hear a lot of auditions, and if you play like everybody else, they're not gonna remember you. When you play on stage, you need to be confident. You need to radiate this confidence that you know what you're doing and you're going to be a great fit. It's almost like a job interview, really. You need to go there, you need to be confident, you need to play your repertoire with confidence and show them that you're an artist. Many universities, especially the higher end universities, don't just want someone who's just playing down a bunch of virtuosic pieces. They want someone who actually is an artist and thinks like an artist and plays like one. So make sure that you kind of give everything a special meaning and not just play it down technically, no mistakes. You know, that's very nice, of course, and you should not do many mistakes in auditions, but it needs to have this kind of special something that they can remember you by. I would say doing mistakes happens to all of us. Doing memory slips also can happen, but you need to have an idea of exactly how the piece goes. So even that, if you do have a memory slip, which is very unfortunate, you recover in a very natural way. And sometimes recovering from that actually gives you bonus points. If you can recover in a very natural way and, you know, almost improvise your way out of it, then some people might commend that and see, wow, memory slips happen to everyone, and this person did very well on that. I mean, they made their way out in a very natural way. And it's also something that I personally respect, because I know when a memory slip happens, it happens to all of us, and we can get our way out of it. It is very respectable, I think, and a good thing to do. So of course don't prepare for that, but in case it happens, you know, make the best out of it and stay, you know, ice cold and just concentrate and make your way out of that. The last thing I want to say is, just like with job applications, please do many auditions. So don't just apply to one place, try to apply to maybe 5, even 10 places, why not? And of course, you might not be able to get into your dream university, but you still have a lot of good, valuable backup options. And you always need to have kind of a plan B, because the university might be full, or it might be a year that all the best students from around the world are applying there, or it's very competitive. But anyways, to recap, first have a connection, second choose repertoire that's tried and tested, keep a cool head, and 3, do a lot of auditions. So I hope this video helped you. If you like this kind of content, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions, and you can also join my YouTube members, which have extra perks. Thanks, and see you next time.